which color do you want me to use over this background? কি use করবো বল? Yellow?
White.
White? See, the problem says space between the plates of
স্যার যেটা আগের দিন হচ্ছিল ওই শিটটাই কন্টিনিউ হবে।
I think ওখানে মনে 2-3 only এবারে বাকি ছিল, ওটা আমি এবারে শেষে ডিসকাস করে নিচ্ছি। Let's start with the next problem. হ্যাঁ मतलब যেটা চলছিল you will continue in the same page যেখানে তুই লিখছিস। Space between the plates of a parallel plate. Is this color okay নাকি চেঞ্জ করব? দেখা যাচ্ছে তুমি কি white properly or do you want me to change? Fine.
হ্যাঁ স্যার
Space between the plates of a
ঠিক আছে।
parallel plate capacitor of plate area 4 centimeter square and separation of 1.77 millimeter is filled with uniform dielectric materials with dielectric constant. What is the dielectric constant? The dielectric constant is 3 and 5 as shown in figure. Full stop. Another capacitor of capacitance 7.5 picofarad is connected in parallel with it. You have to tell me what is the effective capacitance. Find the effective. পুরোটা লিখবে, I'm just writing E double F, you will be writing the whole word. Find the effective capacitance. ठीक है? चलो, let me draw the figure. The figure is something like this. Is the screen visible properly? Check korone. This is one terminal. Someone is getting their switched on in microphone alternatively in every second. Microphone on korish na. And this whole space is filled up with two different dielectric materials. Okay? Upar mein there is a dielectric material. This is one dielectric material. Niche you have another dielectric material. These are two different dielectric materials. এটার জন্য বলা আছে dielectric constant is equal to 5. For this, the dielectric constant has been given to be 3. This distance is given as d by 2. This is also given as d by 2. Chalo, solve it. Is it clear? The space between the plates of a parallel plate capacitor of plate area 4 centimeter square and separation of 1.77 millimeter is filled with uniform dielectric materials with dielectric constant 3 and 5. Cakewalk problem as shown. Another capacitor of capacitance 7.5 picofarad is connected in parallel with it. Find the effective capacitance. Quick. Acha, if you have to calculate, if you have to take the value of epsilon naught is mentioned to be the standard value 8.85 into 10 to the power minus 12. Unit kya tha dost? Farad per meter. Chalo, quick. Acha, you find the effective capacitance in picofarad unit. Quick. Done. Babu, we have done, it's a very cakewalk problem. We had done a similar problem in the last session as well. Can I consider this particular part to be one capacitor? Chalo मान लेते कि इसका capacitance C1. Can I consider this particular part to be another capacitor with a capacitance of C2? And hopefully I don't need to explain anymore after 1 year of preparation कि C1 and C2 are connected in series or parallel, guys. Spondan, they are connected in series. This is C1, this is C2. Everyone, C1 and C2 are connected in series. Babu, what is the value of C1 here? Tell me. C1 equal to क्या होगा? A into epsilon naught by, what is the separation between the two plates of C1? D by 2. Anyone, what is the A given? এক এক করে বল. What is the area given? Area is 4 centimeter square. Let's convert this into meter square. So 4 into 10 to the power minus 4 into, what is epsilon? Epsilon equal to क्या होता है दोस्त? Epsilon naught into epsilon r होता है ना? What is epsilon naught given in the problem? 8.85 into 10 to the power minus 12. Babu, for C1, what is the value of relative permittivity? What is the value of dielectric constant? 3. কি 3 ছিল তো? না না, উপরটা 5 দেয়া ছিল, সরি, উপরেরটা 5 দেওয়া আছে। So it will be epsilon naught into epsilon r, which is dielectric constant, divided by separation between the two plates. Oh, what is the separation between the two plates? Separation between the two plates is d upon 2. Has the value of d been given in the question? The total d is given 1.77. तो उसका half क्या होगा? 1.77 by 2 होगा. What's the big deal? लेकिन मिलीमीटर में है. I have to convert this into meter. Am I supposed to multiply it by this? वो चेक करो देख, 8.85 divided by 1.77. This will give you a perfect value. Just 5. पूरा simplify कर ले and confirm me anyone if you are getting 20 picofarad or not. Clear? Hopefully I don't need to explain. 2 into 4 8, 8 into 5 is, कि ठीक कॉलम तो नहीं, कि 2 into 4 8, 8 into 5 is 40. इधर से आएगा 10 to the power minus 4 into 10 to the power minus 12, 10 to the power minus 16 by 10 to the minus 3, तो 10 minus 13. एक 10 to the minus 12 आ गया, divided by 2. हाँ guys, just confirm me, are we getting 20 picofarad? Babu, pico, you understand? 10 to the power minus 12 is pico. So just forget this 10 to the power minus 12 and tell me what is the value you are getting from the rest of the part. Are we getting this or are we getting something else? सबका ये आ रहा है ना दोस्त? Anyone please confirm me once. Anyone other than Binit? Are we getting this value? अरे 40 into 5 200, 200 into 10 to the power minus 4 क्या आएगा? आ रहा है everyone? भाई আসছে কি আসছে না বল? Is everyone getting this or someone is getting something different?
এটাই yes.
আমি 10 to the power minus 12 বলেছি তো পিকোটা, নাকি অন্য কিছু বলেছি? 10 minus 12 ই তো বললাম I guess. তো সবার তো এটাই আসা উচিত. নাইস, চলো। Oh, what about C2? Can you calculate C2 on your own? Someone who has a bit of common sense, though I know that common sense is a feature which is not that much common, but someone who has a bit of common sense, he or she will be telling me, sir, you don't need to calculate C2. मैं पूछूंगा क्यों? आप बोलोगे sir, you will get C2 from C1 only. मैं पूछूंगा कैसे? आप बोलोगे sir, देखो, this part is same for both C1 and C2. ये वाला part same in both C1 and C2. ये वाला part भी same, only differ होगा in terms of this 5. जब 5 था तब वैल्यू था 20, जब 1 था तब वैल्यू होगा 4, तो जब 3 होगा तब वैल्यू कितना होगा दोस्त? Will it be 12 picofarad? Yes or no? Does it make sense? If two capacitors are connected in series, equivalent क्या होता है दोस्त? C1 plus C2 होता है? Absolutely no sir. तो C equivalent आता है exactly similar to the registers parallel combination जैसा, तो it will be C1 C2 by C1 plus C2. Solve करेंगे तो क्या आएगा? C1 into C2 divided by C1 plus, so it will be 3 divided by 8, 60 by 8, alright, 15 by 2, 7.5 picofarad. Anyone confirm me? Hey, sorry, 15 হবে তো, কোথাও ক্যালকুলেশন মিস্টেক করলাম নাকি? 7.5,
हाँ 7.5 yes.
हाँ ठीक है. Anyone check and confirm me once. Are you getting this? 7.5 picofarad. Oh, have you seen that finally there was a statement given that another capacitor of capacitance 7 picofarad is connected in parallel with it? तो सिर्फ इसका इक्विवेलेंट आया 7.5, इसके साथ अगेन अनदर 7.5 is connected in parallel, तो दो 7.5 are now connected in parallel. तो फाइनल आंसर क्या आएगा दोस्त? एक 7.5 we have got, another 7.5 is connected in parallel with this 7.5, sorry I am writing in micro, it is pico. तो दो 7 picofarad अगर parallel में है तो 7.5 plus 7.5 equivalent capacitance will be 15 picofarad. Is it clear? Yes or no? Does it make sense? Can you move to the next problem? Is it clear, guys? If you have any slightest of doubt at any part, please do ask. Can you move to the next? This problem came in 2025 in one shift. I don't remember the exact shift. Probably একবার তোরা নিজেরা check করে নিস. I don't remember the shift. যেন আমি বলে দিচ্ছি. This problem came in 2025 8th April. ये आया था 2025 8th April evening shift में. Let's move to the next problem. The problem says a parallel plate capacitor has charge 5 into 10 to the power minus 6 coulomb. Full stop. A dielectric slab is inserted between a WhatsApp spelling मत लिखना, ठीक है? पूरा spelling लिखना, BTWWN. A dielectric slab is inserted between the plates and almost fills the space between the plates. ठीक है? It is given that if the induced charge, hopefully you remember the formula for induced charge. Can I hope everyone remembers the formula that we had derived for the induced charge during our foundation classes? If the induced charge on one face of the slab is 4 into 10 to the power minus 6 coulomb, you find out the dielectric constant. Dielectric constant K. You have to tell me what is the value of K. अब पूरा लिखना सर, हाँ? Find the dielectric constant. Quick. Can I hope that everyone remembers the formula for the induced charge that we had discussed and we had also derived in the session?
Yes. So 5.
Anyone else?
5 আসছে।
चलो बाबू, induced charge का formula क्या था? Was it charge on the positive plate of the capacitor into 1 minus 1 by dielectric constant? Here the charge has been given to be 5 millicoulomb into 1 minus 1 by K. अच्छा, K find out করতে হবে আমাদের. And this is given 4 millicoulomb. Babu, you have understood why I haven't written 10 to the minus 6? Because it will be cancelled from both the sides anyway. So 1 by K will be coming out to be 4 by 5 minus 1. Solve करेंगे तो K equal to 5 आएगा. Clear? This question came in JEE Mains 2025 7th April evening shift. Acha, tell me, like, after the problems that we have done in class, matlab, are these the kinds of problems that we are supposed to worry about? Matlab, when we are having the normal sessions, we have done problems even tougher than this. So matlab, you are not supposed to struggle with these kinds of problem if you have understood the class properly. Let's come to the next problem. Question number 3 to probably naked ask it. Check and confirm me. Question 3. Acha, tell me something. Can I assume that no one will be having school from tomorrow to your matlab, let's say 15th CBSE exam कब start होचे? CBSE what is the day of starting? Boards will be started on
18th
April তো
তুই কি করে জানলি সৌমদীপ? আচ্ছা,
আমি তো শুনেছিলাম এবারে।
what about others? ISC, when will they start? নীলাঙ্গ ডেট কি দিয়েছিল? কবে? 13th. মানে which exam?
13th
ইংলিশে তো হবে আমাদের
ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ। হ্যাঁ,
ও ঠিক আছে, ও আমাদের ওটাই হয়।
হ্যাঁ, ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ।
So can I assume, guys, from tomorrow to 10th you don't have any school engagement in the morning? I hope I can assume.
Sir, I said you 2 dates.
ও হ্যাঁ, তোরটা মনে আছে আমার। But otherwise for others, can I assume, guys, like from tomorrow to 10th you don't have any school engagement in the morning?
স্যার আমার 2 days practical আছে।
Which 2 dates?
4th আর 5th।
My goodness. अच्छा ठीक है, except those 2 days. So the planning, the thing that I had planned ki till 10th I'll be having sessions, मतलब whenever I will feel कि I can take at least 1.5 hour session for practice in the morning, I'll be doing the morning. 10th May I will make a planning with you. Planning of what? Planning for rest of the sessions of February, and we will be having our sessions in those days which is not clashing with any of the boards, or at least one day before the board. Matlab, if you are having exam today, obviously I will not have a session today. If you are having an exam, boards exam tomorrow, then also I will not be having a session today. Ek din before any of your boards paper, you are supposed to study that only. So I'll be chalking out the planning of whole February month in such a way कि कोई भी बोर्ड्स के साथ क्लैश नहीं हो रहा है और एक दिन पहले भी नहीं. एंड आई विल मेक दिस प्लानिंग विथ यू गाइस एग्जैक्टली ऑन 10th of February we will be making this planning. ठीक है? Does it make sense? And my planning is मतलब कि मतलब जितना हो सके प्रैक्टिस सेशन लेट्स डू इट, क्योंकि यू नो लाइक द जब बोर्ड्स चलता है ना, अब लोगों का प्रेशर बहुत कम रहता है. ट्रस्ट मी, boards में you guys literally have zero pressure. You get a lot of time before every board exam. मतलब sufficient time. हाँ, इस बार मतलब थोड़ा सा I know कि कम है probably ना ऐसे, लेकिन मतलब in general you have a lot of time during boards. और आप लोगों का और कोई pressure होता भी नहीं. Repeaters obviously will have slightly different planning, but the in general planning for this batch I'll be saying कि जितना practice session हो सके कर लो मेरे साथ, because most of your competitors are not doing. And this is a time where repeaters can capitalize over others, because there will be many students जो थोड़ा panic करेगा boards के time, and repeaters can capitalize this time. And also for class 12 people also I am saying जितना practice हो सके कर लो इस महीने में, because most of your competitors will not be doing. And you know there are many students who are probably having a preparation might be better than you, and just because they will not be in touch with the JEE syllabus for the next 1 month or 1-2 months, उन लोगों का efficiency कम हो जाएगा. ये होगा ही. And this is where you have to capitalize and you have to beat others. If you can utilize these 2 months, एक तो मतलब for repeaters I'll be saying जितना हो सके पढ़ो भाई, क्योंकि this is the time when many of your competitors are not studying for the second mains. और class 12 people को I will say भाई this is a moment when you have to break free, क्योंकि no, this is the truth कि most of your competitors are not studying. So if you are putting some extra hours as compared to them, this is something that will definitely be reflected in the final result. Second mains or mid mains, especially for second mains I am saying this will definitely be reflected. हो जाता है भाई. There are students जिन लोगों का आराम से 98 माने percentile I know कि they will be getting in the first mains, just because they will be panicking and not being doing the practice sessions. एक 1.5 month के बाद they will literally forget. And these are the students जिसको आपको beat करना है. ठीक है? So it's a time you count your blessings. Know that there are certain, what do you say, SS of your slips, because you have an elder brother like me who is telling you कि this is a moment when you have to capitalize. This is a moment when you can मतलब put some extra hours and get some better score as compared to your competitors. ठीक है? So do that. And this will definitely be reflected in the second mains. चलो जितना practice session हो सके let's do in February. Repeaters, so obviously they can, if they want to study for 16-17 hours they can do. For class 12 people my suggestion will be I will be making the chart or making the for the other 2 batches I have already made the schedule. For you guys I'll be making the schedule around 10th of February, and I will ensure कि कोई भी boards के साथ class नहीं हो रहा है, एक दिन पहले भी नहीं है. ठीक है? लेकिन do not miss a single practice session. Just follow the planning that I am doing. Do attend each and every practice session. If you are not getting time to do assignment, no issues. Just attend the practice session till your boards is over. लेकिन 10th तक, ठीक है, try to do the assignments as much as possible. I will be sending assignments from tomorrow only. Last week mains चल रहा था, so I didn't send any assignment in group. From tomorrow only there will be assignment. जितना assignment हो सके 10th के पहले finish करके रखो, and do not miss a single practice session. Whatever happens in your life, do not miss a single practice session. Boards कभी भी hamper नहीं होता है. Just if you attend a 2 hours practice session today and if you have a board exam day after tomorrow, I'm not asking you to spend any extra time. Just do not miss a single practice session. हर एक practice session attend करो जितना हो सके. Be in touch with the JEE syllabus. For 12th people I'm saying, and you will get something in return. Definitely, matlab every student has got, you will also get something in return. And for repeaters I will be saying, guys, if you can't capitalize now, then there is no meaning of matlab, the wasting this whole year. This is a time when repeaters are supposed to know that many competitors of ours are not being able to study just because of their boards exam. So let me put some extra hours, and there will be some, matlab, there will be some definite return on the investment that will be making over the next 2 months. ঠিক আছে, চলো আমাকে তাহলে কেউ একবার রিমাইন্ড করে দিবে. ইন জেনারেল আই ডোন্ট ফরগেট, বাট স্টিল ইউ পিপল রিমাইন্ড মি ওয়ান্স কি অ্যারাউন্ড 10th of February we'll be making the planning for the practice sessions. চলো, the problem says that we have a capacitor circuit something like this. We have a capacitor circuit something like this: C C C C C C C C. This is terminal A, and you have terminal B here. Guys, find the equivalent capacitance between A and B. Find the equivalent capacitance between A and B. It is given that each and every capacitor is of capacitance 16 microfarad. Each capacitor is of capacitance 16 microfarad. You will be telling me what is the resultant capacitance across the AB terminal. Quick.
Sir, can you check your WhatsApp?
WhatsApp.
Say 64 microfarad.
Just a moment. Acha. Anyone else? Anyone else? Done? Chalo. Guys, let's start with this too. Look at this particular capacitor. इस कैपेसिटर का, चलो, you don't have to draw an equivalent circuit, just do with me only. मेरे साथ बने रहो. इस कैपेसिटर का एक टर्मिनल is connected to A. Can I say the other terminal of this capacitor? Can you observe that it is shorted to terminal B? Very good. So basically this particular capacitor is connected between terminal A and terminal B. You don't have to draw. You can, ये तो directly देख के ही बता सकते हो. Look at this particular capacitance. एक terminal is connected to A. The other terminal of the capacitor is connected to B. So can I say the other capacitor is also connected between A and B? Look at this particular capacitor. One terminal is connected to A. What about the other terminal, guys? The other terminal is connected to B only. So this is also connected between A and B. And look at this. इसका भी एक terminal B on the other terminal is connected to A. So this is also connected between A and B. There are 4 capacitors connected between same 2 terminals. They are connected in parallel. Parallel में equivalent क्या होता है sir? Sum of all the individual capacitances. 4C, 4 times of 16 equal to 64 microfarad. This question was given in 4th April 2025. AB 25 का था. अच्छा, tell me, मतलब for this problem, are we even supposed to draw the equivalent diagrams? Absolutely not. Just looking at the problems without using any pen and paper, you can directly give the answers to those problems. And these are the problems which came in 2025 morning. Sorry, मतलब 2025 shifts. ठीक है? इस बार भी I haven't checked the paper of 28th, but for the others session that I have checked, हर एक problem has been on the easier side only. मतलब very few problems. हो सकता है कि 2 to 5% problem have been on the better side. Otherwise, this main session that you have written, those people who did a proper revision for all the chapters, they will be getting matlab huge percentile क्योंकि the paper was on the easier side. This means I don't know about chemistry. Chalo, let's come to the next one. The circuit is given like this. there is a 8 microfarad capacitor. There is a register of resistance 10 ohm. There is a register of resistance 15 ohm. And this is 5 volt. Guys, the question is find the charge on capacitor at steady state. At steady state, find charge on capacitor. Q is charge on capacitor. Find the charge on capacitor at steady state. Find the charge on capacitor at steady state.
Sir, 60 microcoulomb.
Anyone else? Done? This is a problem. After 1 year of preparation, doing all those comparatively tougher problems, this is not a problem where we are even supposed to think even. उस steady state में क्या होता है? Capacitor behaves like open circuit. If the capacitor is behaving like open circuit, can I say whatever current comes from the positive terminal of the battery, that will be moving through 10 ohm only? Because इस path में तो कोई current नहीं जाएगा ना, because the capacitor will be behaving like an open circuit. तो पूरा का पूरा current will be flowing in this loop only. Clear? Makes sense? Babu, 10 ohm and 15 ohm, do you see that they are connected end to end? Yes, sir. Is the same current flowing through them at steady state? Yes, sir. So 10 ohm and 15 ohm are connected in series? Yes, sir. Babu, what is the net potential difference across 10 ohm and 15 ohm? आप बोलोगे 5 volt का battery है. So the net potential drop across 10 ohm and 15 ohm is nothing but 5 volt. Do you know something like called as series में voltage division rule? Yes, sir. We had done this in foundation session. So what will be potential drop or voltage only across 10 ohm? अब बोलोगे simple sir, 5 into 10 by 10 plus 15. तो क्या आ रहा है आंसर? 2 आ रहा है क्या आंसर? 5 into 10 by 25, 2 आ रहा है. 2 volt. अगर ये बार 2 volt है, तो what is the potential drop across the terminals of the 8 microfarad as well? It is 2 volt only. Charge of the capacitance equal to क्या होता है? CV. C is 8 microfarad into 2. तो 8 into 2 क्या देगा? माइक्रोफैरड के साथ वोल्ट मल्टीप्लाई कर रहा हूं, तो मुझे माइक्रोकूलम आंसर मिलना चाहिए. So the answer will be nothing but 16 microcoulomb. ठीक है दोस्त? A problem again on the easiest side? Yes or no? কি ঠিক বলছি তো? But this problem came in 23rd January evening shift of 2025. 23rd January evening shift of 2025. ठीक है? चलो. Let's move to the next problem. Yeah, we connected achi. Anyone? Let me know once. The thing is that my Wi-Fi is slow since afternoon. मतलब तोदेर actually आज के की बार आज के today is Saturday ना? Everyone is Saturday तो हाँ आज afternoon I had a math session, but the thing is that I couldn't take that particular session because the net is extremely slow. And now it has been fixed to a certain extent, I see. Otherwise, this class also would have been cancelled. The question says, a parallel plate capacitor consisting of two circular plate of radius 10 centimeter is being charged by a constant current of 0.15 ampere. Full stop. ठीक है? If the rate of change of potential, you are not supposed to write pot, you are supposed to write the whole word, potential difference between the plates is 7 into 10 to the power 8 volt per second. Find the integer value. Find the integer value of the distance between the plates. एक तो क्वेश्चन में गिवन कि एप्सिलॉन नॉट का वैल्यू इज 9 into 10 to the power minus 12 farad per meter and pi is supposed to be taken as 22/7. चलो quick. अच्छा, who won the match today by the way? Anyone followed the cricket match tonight?
इंडिया
जीत गया कैसे भाई? My goodness.
हेवीली वन
My goodness, 225. अच्छा चलो ठीक है. नहीं, जब मैं the last time I checked, I think they are 4 wickets down if I'm not wrong. कुछ और ही था मैच, मतलब I was expecting कि if मतलब न्यूजीलैंड wins, this match is going to go down in the pages of history, right? I think 262 probably England একবার কখনো I think জিতেছিল না probably সেকেন্ডে ব্যাট করে if I'm not wrong. Probably that was the highest if I'm not wrong. Probably 262 by England. So if New Zealand had won this particular match, this could have been in the pages of history. Quick. What do you think? This particular team has the potential of winning T20 World Cup?
यस सर
জাস্ট টি-20 ওয়ার্ল্ড কাপটাই জিততে পারবে।
That's a better comment. No, we don't know. We don't know if Virat Kohli will remain in form or not till the next World Cup. Because age is a factor. See, now he is in one of the top-notch form, but when you have been of this particular age, you can never guarantee anything. I don't know. But at the end of the day, we know like the fitness level of Virat Kohli, it's pretty above average. बहुत average players से बहुत ऊपर है. You know, like I was wondering ki why a particular guy with this kind of fitness actually retire from the other two formats. मतलब इतना fitness maintain करने का फायदा क्या when you have to return at this particular age from the other two formats. अच्छा, probably when you guys are growing up, you didn't see Sachin Tendulkar playing, right? If I'm not wrong. मतलब you are not of that particular generation जो बहुत intensively Sachin Tendulkar का follow किया था. If I'm not wrong. Did any? Probably no. If you have watched, see, first of all, again, Virat Kohli is a talent. We are not supposed to comment on people. We are not supposed to make comparisons between legends. But still, just to be completely honest, again, my point of view, no one will come even closer to Sachin Tendulkar because of the bowlers he faced. The world-class bowlers, जब था ना, during those days, you don't have those kinds of bowlers now. Sachin made 100 centuries facing those bowlers. जब बाउंड्री लाइन बहुत दूर था, ठीक है दोस्त, आज जैसा छोटा ग्राउंड नहीं था. तो
Sir, I
सचिन,
don't know whether I'm true or not, but the words I have used to heard that he used to play for his career only.
no, absolutely bogus. These are the comments made by people who just want to make a comment.
না আমি শুনছি যে মাইলস্টোন শুধু অ্যাচিভ করতে চাইতো
Again,
এরকম
আমি
নাকি?
বলছি তো these are the comments made by people who just want to make a comment. ठीक है? So those have no value.
So integer value of the distance in between the plates মানে কোন ইউনিটে, মানে মিলিমিটারে?
আচ্ছা, ইউনিট কিছু বলা নেই, যদি কিছু না দাঁড়া, just let me check once. It is in micrometer. Sorry, I forgot to mention. Find the distance in micrometer. Find the distance in micrometer. You know, every team during those days but of that particular era when Sachin was playing, they had world-class bowlers. Who Sachin Tendulkar faced? During his early days, he faced Imran Khan. उसके बाद Wakar Yunis, Shoaib Akhtar, Mohammad Shami. मतलब not this Shami. They had a Mohammad Shami. Wasim Akram, Jason Gillespie, Brett Lee. उसके बाद you have the two World Cup spinners, Sen Wan and Muthaiya Muralidharan, Chaminda Vas. उसके बाद you have Alan Donald. San Polok was also a great all-rounder. Jack Cullis was also a great all-rounder.
Marshall also.
Sachin had also was Chris Styrick. Styrick probably the name of that Zimbabwe captain. I forgotten the name. हाँ उसके बाद he has also faced your Jimmy Anderson. Like these are the bowlers faced by Sachin when he was playing. So you cannot compare. मतलब the only thing that I will suggest कि you go to मतलब YouTube में जाके कभी देखना मतलब उसका short selection, timing against the bowlers और speed भी देखना. What is the average bowling speed of those days? और एक बार ground का length भी देख लेना. Then you make a comparison with someone playing in this particular era. Again, I am not trying to take anything from what Virat Kohli had achieved. We are no one to compare those lessons, but still, if you really want to make a comparison, no one comes closer to Sachin Tendulkar. No one comes. ठीक है? See, my favorite is Ricky Ponting. मतलब if for some other reason, but for me it has always been Ricky Ponting. But if you really want who is the greatest of all time, if something like this pops up, I will always be going with Sachin Tendulkar. No one comes closer. Chalo. Anyone got the answer?
1320.
The thing is, I also have to check. So let's check. I also don't know. A parallel plate capacitor consisting of two circular plates of radius 10 cm is being charged by a constant current. If the rate of change of potential differences is find the. अच्छा तो क्या कोई प्रॉब्लम है दोस्त बाबू if current is charging a capacitor then I equal to क्या लिखते हैं हम plus dq/dt और minus dq/dt plus dq/dt और q is the charge on the capacitor. Hopefully I don't need to explain. इसमें अगर q है इसमें अगर minus q है and if I current is entering, current enters at the positive plate, comes out from the negative plate, so I will be plus dq/dt. q equal to क्या होता है दोस्त c into v होता है if I'm not wrong. But capacitance is constant. Capacitance, if it is constant, it can be taken outside the derivative. So C into ddt of V. Yes or no? Key. I equal to C into ddt. Babu, what is given in the problem? I is given in the problem. Yes, I is mentioned to be 0.15 ampere. What is the capacitance? Capacitance is A. What is A? Pi into radius को meter में convert करो. Pi r square is this area, guys, into epsilon naught. Has they mentioned anything like what is present between the two plates? Nothing is mentioned about what is present between the two plates. So I'll be taking only epsilon naught. Nothing mentioned about dielectric in the problem. So no dielectric is there. So it will be just epsilon naught divided by d. What is the d? What is the separation? अच्छा वही तो मुझे निकालना है. वही निकालना है ना दोस्त probably multiplied by dv/dt. What is dv/dt, guys? Is this the rate of change of potential difference? And the rate of change of potential difference has already been mentioned in the problem as 7 into 10 to the power 8. Anyone tell me what is the value of D you are getting in micrometer? मतलब जो भी आएगा 10 to the power minus 6 को अलग कर लेना.
1320.
हाँ कुछ ऐसा ही आएगा 1320 into 10 to the power minus 6. So both Spondon and you are right. So it will be 1320 micrometer. Micrometer unit में I wanted ना. So this will be the around approximate value. Are you getting everyone? This is the exact value we'll be getting, not approximate value. Or it is the exact value. Approximate, right? 198 by 0.15. This is the approximated value. Everyone, it is the approximated value, right? 9 into 2, 15 by 11. Everyone, Spondon and Abe, or Godip, this is the approximated value, right? 198 by 15. 15 to the, take it. This is the approximated value is 1320 micrometer. Good. Let's move to the next problem. Just give me 1 minute. Chalo. We have a problem. Question number 6 of tonight. Anyone? Check question number 6. Guys, it is saying that 3 parallel plate capacitors C1, C2 and C3, each of capacitance 5 microfarad are connected as shown. Are connected as shown in figure. Full stop. Bolche, find the effective capacitance between point A and point B when the space between the plates of C1 is filled with a medium of dielectric constant 4. Okay? And the circuit is given something like this. This is C1, this is C2, this point is B, and they reach C3. Chalo, wait. We'll be giving me the answer in microfarad. 3 parallel plate capacitors C1, C2 and C3, each of capacitance 5 microfarad are connected as shown. Find the effective capacitance between A and B when the space between the plates of C1 is filled with a medium of K equal to 4. Done? Cakewalk problem again.
So 9.
9 microfarad.
It's a
9.
cakewalk problem. Both C2 is still 5, C3 is still 5. Initially C1 का capacitance था 5. If you are replacing the space, if you are filling the space between the two plates with a dielectric medium of dielectric constant 4, the capacitance will become basically 4 times of that of the previous value. So 20. About 20 and 5, these are connected in series. इन दोनों का equivalent क्या आएगा? 20 into 5 by 20 plus 5, 4. 4 के साथ नीचे क्या है? 5 क्या? 4 and 5 are connected in parallel. तो equivalent आएगा 4 plus 5, 9 microfarad. तो equivalent क्या आएगा दोस्त? 9 microfarad. This question came in 2025 4th April evening shift. ठीक है? 2025 4th April evening shift में this problem had come. ठीक है? चलो. Let's move to the next problem. Question number 7 of tonight, if I'm not wrong. It says, using a battery, 100 picofarad capacitor is charged to 60 volt, and then the battery is removed. Full stop. After that, a second uncharged capacitor is connected. अच्छा, is my handwriting legible? I know कि मतलब थोड़ा सा issue होगा handwriting के, because I am using a different stylus. The stylus that I usually used, I haven't lost it, but probably I have left it in Starbucks basically. So I was there like, so probably I have left it there, so I have got to collect it again. So I'm using a different stylus, and This is a stylus that I haven't used for long, so my handwriting is thoda sa aaj ke liye you have to anyway help cooperate. Thoda sa compromise ho gaya handwriting. From tomorrow hopefully I'll be using the old stylus. After that, a second uncharged capacitor is connected to the first capacitor. Connected to the first capacitor in parallel, full stop. If the final voltage across the second capacitor is 20 volt, find the capacitance in picofarad unit. Chalo quick. Using a battery, a 100 microfarad capacitor is charged to 60 volt, and then the battery is removed. After that, a second uncharged capacitor is connected to the first capacitor in parallel. If the final voltage across the second capacitor is 20 volt, find the capacitance.
So 200 picofarad.
Anyone else? Oh, it says that using a battery, the 100 picofarad capacitor is charged to 60 volt. So there is a capacitor of capacitance 100 picofarad, and if you are charging to 60 volt, then what is the charge then basically? आप बोलोगे simple 100 picofarad माने sir 100 into 10 to the power minus 12. You are charging it to 60 volt. So what will be the charge? Will it be 1, 2, 3? Is it 6 nanocoulomb? Check करो ना एक बार. Is it 6 nanocoulomb? Anyone? Confirm me once. 100 picofarad multiplied by 60. So 6 nanocoulomb we are getting. So this is plus 6 nanocoulomb and the other is minus 6 nanocoulomb. Now, it says that the battery is removed. Nacha. Once the battery is removed, the charge will now be constant on this. Acha, now it says a second capacitor is connected in parallel. Acha, very good. So there is a second capacitor connected in parallel. If the final voltage across the second capacitor is 20 volt. Acha. The final voltage across the second capacitor is 20 volt. Okay. So whenever this is a cakewalk problem, we have done multiple problems like this. When the two capacitors will be connected, we know there will be some charge distribution, some charge redistribution between the two capacitors. There will be some charge sharing between the two. And let's say finally, once the charge separation, the charge sharing is done, let's say finally इसमें चार्ज है Q1 और मान ले कि नीचे इसमें चार्ज है nothing but Q2. Babu, look at this plate. Let me use a different color. Look at this particular plate and this particular plate. Can I observe these two plates are collectively isolated from the rest of the network? So the sum of charges in these two plates will be constant. So Q1 plus Q2 का value 6 nanocoulomb भी रहेगा क्या? Anyone confirm me once? Q1 plus Q2 will remain 6 nanocoulomb only. Now the question says, the final voltage across the second capacitor is 20 volt. So this is 20 volt. इसके अक्रॉस अगर वोल्टेज 20 वोल्ट होगा तो स्टेडी स्टेट में इसके अक्रॉस में भी वोल्टेज क्या होगा? 20 वोल्ट ही होगा. Yes or no everyone? 20 volt. Babu, 20 volt is the voltage across a capacitor of capacitance 100 picofarad. So what is Q1? Q1 equal to क्या होगा दोस्त? Capacitance is 100 picofarad, that is 100 into 10 to the power minus 12 multiplied by what is the voltage, what is the potential difference across it? Is it 2 nanocoulomb? Yes or no? अगर Q1 2 nanocoulomb होगा तो Q2 equal to क्या होगा? 6 minus 2, that is 4 nanocoulomb. Yes or no? Makes sense everyone? Good. Babu, across this capacitor charge is across this capacitor voltage is 20 volt. On this capacitor charge is 4 nanocoulomb. So जितना मेरे को आता है कि Q equal to CV होता है तो capacitance equal to क्या आएगा? It will be 4 into 10 to the power minus 9 divided by 20. Yes or no? I want the final answer in which unit? Picofarad unit. So in picofarad unit, I need to get a 10 to the power minus 12 out. So let's make it 10 to the power 3 into 10 to the power minus 12. Solve करेंगे तो क्या आएगा दोस्त? 200 picofarad. That's it. This is the final answer. Does it make sense? Yes or no? ঠিক আছে, can you move to the next one guys? এই ভয় যাচ্ছে বল, ক্লিয়ার কি বলছি কিছু ব্রেনে ঢুকেছে? This question also came in mains. Yes. কি হলো? Hello, my name is Upal. এ আবার কি জিনিস? কি হলো এটা? এটাতেই ছিল তো নাকি আমাদের রাইটিংটা? হ্যাঁ, Yes. চলো, আমি কানেক্টেড আছি, ভয় যাচ্ছে। দিস প্রবলেম কেম ইন, আমি ইয়ারটা মান্থটা বলে দিচ্ছি। দিস প্রবলেম দ্যাট উই জাস্ট ডিড, ইট কেম ইন 3rd April 2025। ঠিক আছে, চলো লেটস মুভ টু দ্য নেক্সট প্রবলেম। এটা কি কোয়েশ্চেন নাম্বার 8 অফ টুনাইট, যেটা হবে এখন? এনিওয়ান? যেটা হবে এখন, ইজ দ্যাট কোয়েশ্চেন নাম্বার 8 অফ টুনাইট? কি হচ্ছে বলতো, নিচ্ছে না কেন? কোয়েশ্চেন নাম্বার 8 অফ টুনাইট, চলো। It says a parallel plate capacitor, a parallel plate capacitor is filled, Fi double LED is filled equally, ब्रैकेट में हाफ लिखना, ठीक, equally with two dielectrics, equally with two dielectrics of dielectric constant, एक का है epsilon 1 and the other one is epsilon 2 as shown. I will draw the figure for you. Full stop. It is given that distance between the plates is small d. It is given that area of each plate is given as capital A. It is given that first case mein there will be two figures I will draw. First case mein capacitance C1 corresponding to the second figure capacitance has been mentioned to be C2, and we have to calculate the ratio of C1 by C2. Okay, good. Chalo, let me draw the two figures. One figure is something like this. एक figure है ना दोस्त? Let me draw the figure completely first. Let me first complete the figure. This is one terminal, this is another terminal. ये जो ऊपर हुआ, सॉरी, अरे की हो रहा है भाई, yeah, this one has been mentioned to be E2, and in this figure this one is E2 for us, and the other one, let's say this one is E1 and this one is also E1. Clear? Chalo, solve it. First figure ke corresponding, the capacitance corresponding to this figure is C1, the equivalent capacitance corresponding to this figure C2. You have to tell me the value of C1 by C2. Obviously epsilon 1 epsilon 2 के term में answer आएगा. Again cakewalk problem for us.
Or epsilon 1 epsilon 2 by epsilon 1 plus epsilon 2 whole square.
Anyone else? Done? I will look at this particular figure and tell me, can I observe that this capacitor and this capacitor, they are connected in series connection, ताई तो? They are in series. तो series में अगर मुझे equivalent निकालना है तो what am I supposed to do? C1 equal to क्या आएगा? आप बोलोगे simple, इसका capacitance आप individually calculate करो, इसका capacitance आप individually calculate करो, उसके बाद से दोनों का capacitance को आप add कर दो. You find the capacitances individually first and then you add the individual capacitances and you will get the total capacitance. Clear up to this? Makes sense? Babu, what is the capacitance corresponding to this one? Bol. Area to pura hai na? Ye to pura area I am supposed to take. What is the complete area? Nothing but A into dielectric filled with relative permittivity of the dielectric material is epsilon 2. So it will be epsilon naught into epsilon 2, right? Epsilon naught into epsilon 2 divided by, what is the separation between the two plate? इन दोनों के बीच सेपरेशन क्या है? d/2. Hopefully I don't need to explain anymore. And for the other one, it will be a epsilon naught epsilon 1 divided by d/2. Yes or no? So am I getting the final answer 2a epsilon naught by d into epsilon 1 plus epsilon 2? Yes or no? ARA everyone. Anyone confirm me once? Yes, Cheta? If any one of you have got anything different, please let me know. Is this a result that every one of you has got?
Sir, but
Absolutely নয়।
এটা তো
তারা
series-
তো আমি ওয়েট করছিলাম কেউ কিছুক্ষণ এতক্ষণ ধরে বলছিল না কেন বেসিক্যালি, সেই জন্যই তো আমি বারবারের জন্য আস্ক করলাম। I can observe guys, these are two connected in series. Series में ऐड थोड़ी होता है दोस्त, series में ऐड थोड़ी होता है। This is something I was expecting when I was just checking যে how many of you are basically listening to the class and
উল্টোটা হতো।
how many are basically doing something else other than the class. That was the main motive. अरे भाई ये कैपेसिटर का काम हो रहा है। कैपेसिटर के केस में आई एम सपोज C1 into C2 by C1 plus C2 हो रहा है। सो अगर इसको सिंप्लीफाई करोगे तो रिजल्ट क्या आएगा गाइस? कैन आई डायरेक्टली राइट द रिजल्ट? कैन आई होप কি তোরা বাড়িতে করে দিতে পারবিস? আমি তো দুটোর ইন্ডিভিজুয়াল ক্যাপাসিট্যান্স তো লিখে দিয়েছি অলরেডি। আমি ডাইরেক্টলি লিখছি। এনিওয়ান কনফার্ম মি ওয়ান্স, ক্যালকুলেশন কোথাও মিস্টেক হলে বলবি। আচ্ছা a epsilon naught by d ওই পার্টটাকে আমি c naught বানিয়ে দিচ্ছি, ঠিক আছে? তাহলে রেস্ট অফ দ্য পার্ট পড়ে থাকবে 2 টাইমস অফ c naught into epsilon 1 epsilon 2 by epsilon 1 plus epsilon 2. Anyone confirm me once? আসছে এটা?
Yes, sir.
আমি সিনারটা হচ্ছে ওই পার্টটা a epsilon naught by d. Clear? What about this one guys? Good, let's go for the other one. In this case, this is one capacitor and this is another capacitor. They are connected in parallel. भाई और बहनों पैरेलल के केस में ऐड होता है भाई, এগুলো সিলি মিস্টেক করলে হবে। What is this much area? A/2 into what is permittivity? Epsilon 2. So it will be epsilon naught into epsilon 2 divided by what is the separation between the two plates? It is d. Plus what about the other one? Area is nothing but A/2 into epsilon naught into epsilon 1 divided by the separation between the two plates is nothing but small d. Clear? So from here again, if I take a epsilon naught by d common, will I be left with c naught by 2 into epsilon 1 plus epsilon 2? Anyone confirm me once? Check and confirm me. বাচ্চিস আমাকে কি ফাইন্ড আউট করতে বলেছিল? I was supposed to calculate C1 upon C2. Oh, when you will do the ratio, C0 and C0 will be cancelled. 2 and half will become 4. So 4 epsilon 1 epsilon 2 divided by epsilon 1 plus epsilon 2 whole square. बस ठीक है? This problem came in 2025 3rd April morning shift. Good. Let's move to the next one. These all problems are cakewalk. We haven't dealt with a single. We haven't got a single good problem from last year's sessions. Let's move to question number 9. এটা ছিল 3rd April. Okay, chalo. Write the next problem. Let me first draw the figure for you. There is a capacitor of capacitance C1. इसके बाद जो level 3 का probably I said कि after today there will be one more session of capacitor practice. That particular session will be with problems that I will give from my side. Again, these sessions are strictly for mains, not for advance. इसके बाद Tuesday का जो session है, मतलब इस week में जो first session होगा, that will be on capacitor only, but those are the problems that I will give. These are not those will not be pyqs. Question बोलছে a capacitor C1 equal to 6 microfarad is charged to potential difference V0 equal to 5 volt using a 5 volt battery. Makes sense? No big deal. उसके बाद बोल रहा है the battery is removed. The battery is removed, huh? And another capacitor C2 equal to 12 microfarad is inserted in place of battery. जहां पहले battery था, now there is a 12 microfarad capacitor. Clear? Now the question says, when the switch S is closed, the charge flows between the capacitors for some time until equilibrium is reached. Question is simple. At the condition of equilibrium, you have to tell me what are the charges on the two plate of capacitor. जब equilibrium reach होगा, Q1 कितना होगा, Q2 कितना होगा? Quick.
Q1 10 microcoulomb, but Q2 20 microcoulomb.
Guys, can we do it directly? मतलब problem is basically a cakewalk problem. I'm just doing it directly, ठीक है? Not writing all the steps. Just think with me. C1 था capacitance 6 microfarad, which
10
was
10.
हाँ तो 6 microfarad charge to 5 volt. तो what is the initial charge on the capacitor C1? 6 into 5, that is 30 microcoulomb. तो initially इसमें ऑलरेडी चार्ज है कुछ 30 माइक्रोकूलम, तो इसमें होगा कुछ -30 माइक्रोकूलम. नाउ there is another capacitor in the figure. अच्छा, इसका is 6 microfarad and this one is 12 microfarad. Now there is another capacitor which is connected in parallel. तो मान लेते हैं दोस्त ना जे कि जब फाइनली इक्विलिब्रियम विल बी रीच्ड, लेट्स से इसमें चार्ज आ जाएगा Q1, मतलब स्विच क्लोज करने के बाद फाइनली इक्विलिब्रियम में इसमें चार्ज आ जाएगा Q2. ठीक है? Hopefully no need to mention, this will be -Q1 -Q2. But again, look at this particular plate and look at this plate. Can I say that the two plates are collectively isolated from the rest of the circuit? So the sum of charges in these two plates will remain constant. इसमें initially क्या charge है? Charge था 30. इस वाले प्लेट में initially क्या charge था 0. तो initial charge on the two plate was 30 plus 0 will be equal to the final charge on the two plate, which will be Q1 by Q1 plus Q2. So one equation I am getting Q1 plus Q2 equal to 30. Cakewalk, makes sense? Let's move to the next. Babu, this one and this one are connected in parallel. Can I directly write ki as they are in parallel, they will be having the same potential difference across them? What is the potential difference across this capacitor? Q1 by 30. What is the potential difference across the other capacitor? Sir, it will be Q2 upon 12. Yes or no? So Q1 is coming out to be equal to 5 by 2 times of Q2. Yes or no? Good. So in place of Q1, you just substitute with Q2. So 5 by 2 Q2. এটাই এসছে তো নাকি নাকি কোথাও ক্যালকুলেশন মিস্টেক হলো কিছু?
No, no, Q1 by 30 ওখানে তো 6 দেওয়া ছিল.
Oh, sorry, my mistake. Oh, sorry. The capacitance was 6. Sorry. So we are getting basically, আমি এটা directly cross করছি, Q2 equal to আসছে কত 2 times of Q1. চেক করে নে. Q2 equal to 2Q1. We just substitute Q2 equal to 2Q1, so 3Q1 equal to 30, so Q1 will be equal to 10 and Q2 equal to 2 times of Q1, it will be 20. So one will be 10 microcoulomb and the other one will be 20 microcoulomb. Again, cakewalk problems guys, ek 10 microcoulomb or ek 20 microcoulomb. This problem came in 29th January evening shift 2025. Good. Chalo, let's move to the next problem. The next problem is a cakewalk problem. Is this a question number 9 of tonight, guys? Anyone confirm me once? Question number 9. It says that there is a parallel. I'm 10. The question says a parallel plate capacitor. I am writing PPC. Ab pura likhna ha. A parallel plate capacitor of capacitance 1 microfarad. It's a mains problem. I can't believe. Is charged to a potential difference of 20 volt. Okay? Given in the problem. The question says the distance between the plates is 1 micrometer. The question is find the energy density between the plates of capacitor. The distance between the two plates is 1 micrometer. You have to calculate the energy density between the two plates of capacitor. Quick.
এপসাইলন নটের ভ্যালু বসিয়ে করতে হবে তো?
Nothing was mentioned in the question. তার মানে in case যদি if you need the value of epsilon naught, তাহলে take the standard value 8.85 into 10 to the power minus 12. Done.
1.78 into 10 to the power 3.
Babu, what was the formula for energy density? Half into epsilon into E square. It actually exact formula, but in this case nothing is mentioned about dielectric. So I can assume that there is no dielectric. The space is the space between the two plates is filled with air medium only. So air medium hai to I will be using epsilon naught. As I see कि epsilon naught का तो value मुझे पता होगा ना, तो what is the value of epsilon naught? 8.85 into 10 to the power minus 12. मुझे चाहिए इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड. जितना मेरे को फिजिक्स आता है कि इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड होता है पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस बिटवीन द टू प्लेट बाय द सेपरेशन. What is the potential difference between the two plates? 20 divided by the separation between the two plates. What is the separation between the two plates given? 1 micrometer. Okay, 1 micrometer मतलब 10 to the power minus 6 meter. Simplify करो and tell the approximated value क्या आ रहा है. 1770 आ रहा है कुछ. 8.85 into 10 तो 2.6 एक्टर 0 कैंसिल हो. हाँ, तो इस 1770 जूल पर मीटर क्यूब आ रहा है. Anyone confirm me once? 1770 जूल पर मीटर क्यूब. Yes or no? यही आ रहा है ना? So the thing is that some of you have already done this particular problem because pyqs है and they knew the option is 1.8 into 10 to the power 3. So out of the 4 options, which was the closest, it came in J-Mens. That option was 1.8 into 10 to the power 3 joule per meter cube. उसका ही तो nearest आ रहा है ना. This problem came in 28th January 2025. ठीक है? Again a kick-off problem. You know, like there will be some people who will be spending some time thinking कि 1 microfarad कहाँ use हो रहा है. Some redundant information might be given in the problem. हाँ, है ना? So this is the redundant information. Now कहाँ होने का लगते पड़े. So keep this in mind. Sometimes what does is they actually don't know how to frame good problems. Sorry, but for the last 2 years we haven't got a single good problem in physics or maths. So when they have got nothing to do with the toughness, when they don't know how to make the paper slightly more complicated, the only thing they do is sometimes they just drop these kinds of redundant information and students will be spending some time on this. तो हो सकता है कि ठीक है, if there is a particular data point which you are not using to solve the numerical, there is no issue. हो सकता है कि that's a redundant information only. ठीक है, चलो let's move to the next. Some 5 to 6 more are there. Let's solve 1-2 more. The rest we will be finishing next week and we will solve some more problem that I'll be giving from my side. Just a moment. This came in 29th. Okay, then this was in 28th January evening. Next problem is, what is the next problem? Guys, write the question with me. This is question number 10 of tonight or 11? 11. It says that two capacitors C1 and C2 are connected in parallel to a battery. Full stop. Babu, the charge time graph is given. What is given? What graph is given? The charge time graph is given for both. Hopefully there is nothing that you cannot understand. There are two capacitors connected to a battery. So what will happen to the two capacitors? The capacitors will be charged. We had already done the RC charging circuit, so this is not something new for us. We already know the background theory. So there is a charge time graph given for both, दोनों के लिए, ठीक है? One figure is given for C1. One figure is given for C1, and the other figure is given for C2. One figure is given for C1 and the other figure is given for C2. Okay? But it is given in the problem, the energy stored in C1. C1 में जो energy stored है, that is E1. What did I say? C1 में जो energy stored है, which is E1. C2 में जो energy stored है, it has been mentioned to be U2. Clear? बाबू आप मुझे बताओगे C1 और C2 के बीच which one is greater, E1 और U2 के बीच which one is greater. I am not writing all the 4 options. Just मुझे बता कि C1 और C2 के बीच which one is going to be greater, E1 और U2 के बीच which one is going to be greater. Quick. It is a charge time graph given, huh? They are connected in parallel, दोस्त, हाँ, भूल मत जाना. They are connected in parallel. Cakewalk problem again. Can we all say that they are cakewalk problems? Ladies and gentlemen, when the steady state is being achieved, or when the steady state is being attained by capacitor 2, can I say this is the level of charge for capacitor 2? Everyone, when the steady state is being achieved by capacitor 2, can I say this is the level of charge? Matlab, we know it never attains a steady state in the truest sense of the term, but mota mota I can observe it is approaching towards this value. Spandan, when capacitor C1 is attaining the steady state, can we all say this is the level of charge that capacitor C1 is approaching? Matlab, steady state mein I can assume that they will attain.
Saturation curve.
But
No, sorry, saturation.
they are connected in parallel. और गुदीप इसका मतलब है कि whatever is the potential difference across C2, can I say same is the potential difference across C1 as well? ताई तो मान ले the charge across C2 is Q2 and the charge on C1 is Q1. Oh, I can observe Q2 is greater than Q1. दोनों के लिए V same है. Doesn't it mean कि C2 has to be greater than C1? Yes or no? Q2 I can write equal to C2 into V. Q1 I can write C1 into V. और picture से I can observe कि Q2 is greater than Q1. If Q2 is greater than Q1, that means C2 has to be greater than C1. दोस्त सोच क्या रहे हो दोस्त? C2 is greater than C1. Yes or no? Babu, second comparison was between U1 and U2. Babu, can I write U1 is nothing but half into C1 into what is the potential difference across it? V. U2 के लिए half into C2 into V square. Babu, I can see I have already got कि C2 is greater than C1. अगर C2 C1 से बड़ा होगा, which implies कि U2 will also be greater than E1. So I have got a result कि U2 greater than E1. Is it clear? Does it make sense? কি ক্লিয়ার ফেয়ার হয়েছে কিছু? Any doubt guys?
মানে আমি যদি কোনো একটা আরবিট্রারি পয়েন্টে যদি আমি ভার্টিক্যাল টু যে কিউ এর অ্যাক্সেসটা ওই ভার্টিক্যাল
না ওইটা নিতে পারবি না. The reason হচ্ছে I don't know about the idea about which kind of resistance are connected there. So that's why আমি শুধু compare করেছি only final value of charge. তার আগে কি হবে you cannot make a comparison because দেখে তো বুঝতেই পারছি this is basically RC charging circuit. The information about resistance is not there. So which one will be charged at which rate, that's not an information that I directly know. I cannot make this comparison. Intermediate কোনো স্টেজে comparison করতে পারবো না because if you want to make a comparison at any intermediate time, मतलब at any stationary, যখন স্টেটটা আমাদের যখন অ্যাটেন মানে যখন আমাদের অলরেডি সার্কিটের ভেতরে স্টেডি স্টেট অ্যাটেন হয়নি, if you want to make comparison at a time instant when the circuit hasn't attained steady state, you are also trying to take into account the effect of resistance, but resistance is something that you don't know the information of. Clear কি বলতে চাইছি? So আমি স্টেডি স্টেটে এই জন্য কম্পারিজনটা করেছি. এটাই তো আস্ক করছিলি নাকি প্রবলি? মানে যেটা আস্ক করছিলি সেটা অ্যান্সার পেয়েছিস কি কেন মিডলে? This is the answer to that question. Oh, some 3 to 4 more are left. Let's solve them in the next class. Okay, we have solved 11. Mota it has been done. Only 3 to 4 problems are there. We'll be finishing that in Tuesday, or after that there will be a particular test. ठीक है, मतलब Tuesday class में test नहीं होगा. Tuesday there will be a session जहाँ हम rest of the problem finish करेंगे, and I think some problems are also left from the last week's that particular PDF probably. I think 2 to 3 problems are left. So these are the things that we'll be finishing on Tuesday. Probably Wednesday night or Thursday morning, मतलब कोई एक दिन जिस दिन एग्जाम नहीं है, मतलब मान ले कि Wednesday there is a test on capacitor. क्या होगा in that particular test? There will be 15 to 20 good problems. ठीक है? Those are not pyqs. Those are the problems that I'll be giving you. Then next week और एक session होगा जहां we'll be discussing those 15-20 problems that I'll be giving you, which are in your test. इतना अगर हो जाए, this is going to be sufficient for capacitor for your next mains. So Tuesday we'll be finishing pyqs and rest of the problems of the last PDF. Wednesday we'll be writing a test on capacitor. Clear हो गया idea? Wednesday there is a test on capacitor. Confirmed. होगा ही. There will be 15 to 20 problems that I'll be framing from my side, not from the pyqs. Then we will have a session to discuss those 15-20 problems of capacitor that I'll be giving, and those problems will not be this cakewalk. मतलब इतना cakewalk पेपर तो मैं नहीं बनाऊंगा, ठीक है, क्योंकि कोई वैल्यू एडिशन होगा नहीं. देन एक 15-20 प्रॉब्लम का टेस्ट होगा, उसके ऊपर एक क्लास, एंड वी आर डन विद कैपेसिटर. सो फ्रॉम नेक्स्ट वीक वी कैन इजीली मूव टू इलेक्ट्रोस्टैट. विल बी फिनिशिंग इलेक्ट्रोस्टैट फास्ट. ठीक है, गुड, मेक सेंस? কি বলছি ব্রেন ঢুকেছে কিছু? চলো, থ্যাংক ইউ গাইস, ইউ ক্যান লিভ.